Namaskar. As America gets ready to vote, in fact, 70 million of us have already voted. I just wanted to share with you some of the experiences, what goes into, actually voting for America, how many things are involved, and some of the new revelations coming out as to how the voting public has been added indiscriminately some places, just arbitrarily. We have got a couple of videos also to show you substantiating what we are putting in our slide deck. So I hope you will stay till the very end and you will like this video like right now. Thank you so much. Thanks in advance. First, I want to show you how a postal ballot looks like. This is the envelope I got with my name on it. Okay, and the back side there is a small window which has a barcode. That is somewhere they can check before they send it out to make sure. If you can see it here, you can see the barcode right here. That's the barcode. That is something that tells them that they are sending it to the right people. Now you want to look at the ballot itself. I'm opening it. I told you, right? I used to joke that the ballot is very long. This is the size, and I have 1, 2, 4 pages back to back. So in the first page, what I will do is look for the first page. I look for president and vice president. Then I have senator. Then I have U.S. representative, and goes on and on and on and on. So by the time I am done, I am tired. Okay. Now what happens is, see these things here. You see the lines. These are used for these ballot papers to be put under a scanner machine, and the scanner machine will in turn tabulate it automatically. Whoever is your choice, what you would do is you would blacken the circle, you'll fill up the circle, and I think you are asked to use only blue pen or black pen, something like that. There is a restriction, I don't remember exactly. So you fill in those circles and then you say, okay, this is my vote, and this is in case I want to vote ahead of time. That's what I typically do. Like today or tomorrow, I'll go through all the issues because I'm voting for president, vice president, senator, US Congress representative. This is at the federal level. Then there will be many state level issues. I'll be voting for those also. Then there will be many county issues, which is like the district equivalent. I'll be voting on that also. Then there will be many city issues. Then there will be many school district related issues. That school district is a subset of the city. I mean, your head is spinning, right? This is what an election ballot looks like. And then you go and drop it off. That's why people do it ahead of time, because taking all this time sitting in front of the EVM and then collecting, again, there also, what are you doing? You're going to use the same thing, whereas instead of 4 physical papers, you'll have the EVM scrolling 1, 2, 3, 4. And we were joking about how in California, on the first page for president, Trump's name doesn't even show up. You have to wait till the second page before you get to Trump. Luck of the draw, you can say, but whatever it is, see how it is going on. Now I'm going to show you a slide deck, viewers, on what is happening across the various states, how fraud is being detected ahead of time, but there are still other things going on. So here is the latest update. Like I said before, the prediction engines are saying Trump is comfortably ahead. He's, I think, 64 to 36. That was the last number I heard. And it was 63-37 when I aired one thing on prediction. After that, it has gone up by 1%. But like I said, every day something new happens. Some other new challenge comes up for one contestant or the other, and the pendulum might swing a little bit here and there. You also are seeing in Pennsylvania that those places where the Republicans are in a bit of a majority, the lines were a lot longer than in other places. Make what you want of it, guys. And they had to, in fact, move the court to extend the hours of polling. So things are getting hot right now. This is one of the most contested elections, very, very bitterly contested, outright lies being spread both sides. And I don't hold one party responsible or the other, because in 2000, I was actually eyewitness to what played out between George Bush and Al Gore. I was actually in Miami-Dade County, which is where the biggest controversy was. The entire country for the whole month of November 2000 did not know who its president was going to be. Whoever won Florida won the election, and Florida, they were deadlocked. because the numbers were very, very close. Then what they did, they started hand counting it. In hand counting, they started objecting to something called as Chad. What a Chad is that in that particular county, Miami-Dade County, it's not everywhere, only in that county, you had to, just like the ballot paper, you have to use something to punch a hole instead of filling it black. Okay, so then what happened was, if you punched it and the paper that you punched is still hanging on the ballot, then they would not accept it. So they would try to invalidate it. All sorts of shenanigans took place. Finally, the Secretary of State, being from the Republican Party, declared George Bush the winner of Florida, and then of course he became the president. That's how he became the president. And people remember that Republicans more or less, did some funny things there to win, because it was his brother who was the president, who was the governor of Florida at that time, Jeb Bush. So Jeb Bush, brother of George Bush, is the governor of Florida, and George Bush wins Florida. Make what you will. I'm not going to say that one party is better than the other. Both parties are more or less the same. Each one tries to do some shortcuts of their own to try and win this election. But the beauty of this whole thing is that people have various ways of electing their president, and that varies from county to county. That's where things get a little frustrating, because some of them don't have a lot of funds to conduct elections, so they go through some shortcuts. That also makes a difference, because ultimately you elect the president of the country, but the way in which the election process was run changes from county to county, even in a single state. So this is the problem that US is grappling with. This is where the United States of America comes in. Each state is free to hold the election whichever way it sees fit. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. So Tom Filton is the president of Judicial Watch. He announced that his organization successfully sued 5 states in a series of cases targeting outdated voter rolls. This could be because somebody moved from place A to place B, and they notified it, and they end up getting 2 ballots, one in the original place and one in the new place. So things like that. That's just one of them. There are others also, fake IDs also, without proof of citizenship, if somebody had got a ballot paper, some things like that. So in California, the lawsuit, so Tom Filton's organization actually sued various states. I'm going to give you the names and how much was the settlement. In California, the lawsuit was settled, resulting in the removal of 1.2 million names. So California accepted that it was at fault. New York, same thing. Lawsuit settled, 450,000 names removed. Pennsylvania, one county removed 69,000 names as part of a settlement. Additional names removed statewide. Next, please. Then you have Kentucky, 500,000 names removed following a consent decree. In North Carolina, multiple names removed in a recent voter roll cleanup. Los Angeles County alone removed 1.2 million names, but the rest of the state still faces issues with outdated voter roll. Remember, I told you, this changes widely. Your neighbor will be voting differently from you because he belongs to a different county, because the county line goes across the fence between you and your house. A lot of things happen like this. So total cleanup is of about 4 million names removed over the past 18 months. But the number of people who vote in US elections is around 160 million. 140 to 160, depending on actual people who show up. 18 years or old, you can vote. And of that, I'm told 70 million have already voted. Today is only Saturday. There's still 3 more days to election. So a lot of things are already done, and things are looking encouraging for Trump. But until the last vote is read and checked in, one can't say one way or the other. Now, Judicial Watch claims that this effort aims to improve the accuracy of voter records and prevent potential issues related to outdated registrations ahead of upcoming election. Let's take a quick look at the video of this. Yeah, thank you.
Settled the case, 1.2 million names removed. New York settled the case, 450,000 names removed. Pennsylvania, we sent them a warning. One county removed 69,000 names. Many more were removed as a part of a settlement. Kentucky, 500,000 names removed after a consent decree. North Carolina removed a bunch of names. In total, approximately 4 million names were cleaned up in the last year and a half, 2 years, as a result of Judicial Watch's litigation.
Okay, so you get the idea, because I just repeated all the numbers just before this. So you get the idea. So this is one organization working to try and clean up the voter rolls. There is one other allegation that is coming from Arizona. Remember, these are the critical states: Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, Florida, Texas, Pennsylvania, and I may be missing one or two. So these are all the swing states, meaning like they are purple. As to what are all the things that can go wrong, I had written in my book, Who Painted My State Purple, looking at how things played out in the 2020 election. Those of you who may have read it will remember you can get the ebook today from sriir.com. You can also start reading in sriir.com itself. I encourage all of you to read it, because you need to understand the process and the variations that exist from state to state. This is a book of fiction. It's a very, very fast-paced book, and I hope you like it. And you can put in your comments also on how you like the book. Now, Arizona Printing Company that works for the Harris campaign, posters, that sort of stuff, banners and stuff like that, they were caught red-handed faking thousands of registrations and ballots in Pennsylvania, printing in Arizona near the West Coast and going to East Coast, Pennsylvania. The investigation will not be concluded until after the vote. Next one, please. Now, there is a video of this. Let's take a look at the video.
On early voting across the country, it hasn't been perfect, with non-citizens on the voter rolls, ballot boxes getting firebombed, and, oh yeah, Republicans getting turned away before the polls close. But if you point that out, you're a bad guy.
Does it seem like this week Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania?
We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right and he won in court. That's the story.
I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't
I will
based
come
in
back,
fact.
Jonathan. I'm
But
done. I'm done.
Pete Hewitt
He
quit
walked
his
off.
job at the Washington Post today, live on the air, because they wouldn't let him tell the truth about what's actually happening in Pennsylvania. Those aren't the only shenanigans in the Keystone State, though. Last week, election officials in 3 different counties noticed stacks of fake registration forms piling up.
Lancaster County detectives began investigating the voter registration applications and immediately found applications that were indeed fraudulent. Indicators of fraud included inaccuracies with the addresses listed on the applications, false personal identification information, as well as false names.
And now we know who's behind it. A Democrat-aligned group from Arizona, Field Media Corporation, that works almost exclusively with anti-Trump outfits. Once the news broke, they wiped their website off the internet. We still don't know really the scale of this operation. This investigation is still ongoing.
So there you have it. Things are moving very, very fast. This is just a small subset. There are many other such videos emerging where they are finding some discrepancies, and we have to wait and see. Hopefully, this will not sway the election one way or the other. Certainly, the awareness among the public of something that might go wrong is there. In fact, they even fired one county officer who was caught on a CCTV camera stuffing ballots. That person has been fired. This happened in 2022 midterm elections. See, justice takes time to move. Even in the United States, it takes 5-6 years before things happen. So I'm glad to say that action is being taken against those officials who see fit to let one party win over the other and even help one party. So this is where we stand. If there are any questions, I'd like to take them now. Trendy Town, when is the result? It will start happening on the 5th of November itself. After the elections are over, the trends will start coming in. We will be live. It will be like you will wake up to it on 6th morning in India if you're in India. And in the United States, you will start seeing the trends right almost immediately after that. 5 p.m. West Coast. That means 8 p.m. East Coast. About 9 p.m., 10 p.m. you'll have many trends by that time. Next, please. I think, and that's all the questions we have. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. One final thing, I'm trying to get Sridhar Chityalaji tomorrow. I'll keep you notified. Hopefully, we will have him join us, because there are some critical races, like in Texas, where 450,000 voters, their identity is in question. What is going to happen of that? Because in close races, the winner is determined by a margin of 5 votes, 10 votes, 100 votes, 1,000 votes. So it's a very, very critical race. So let's wait and see how that goes. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.